Hi, buddies. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another episode of My View on Books after 2 weeks of gap. And this is video number 223 and live number 78. I'm Maddie Dawson. You're watching Medley with MaddiE. So we are in episode number 22. And in this episode, as you can see, we're going to review Ruskin Bond's Vagrants in the Valley. I have the book here, but since the book cover is green, it may look transparent to you. So the book is the Rusty series, book number 2. It's called Vagrants in the Valley. So if you have to read this book, you have to read the first book and then read this book. I will just point you at it. Yep. So you can see this is Rusty number 2. Let me just check my audio here. But yes, audio is good. Yeah. So the Goodreads rating is 3.88. I don't have to judge Ruskin Bond books. It's a pleasure read always. So as I said, the first book is the Room on the Roof. So this is the first book. I have already done a review on this book. Please check. I think 13th or 14th episode of My View on Books. You will have it. So basically, we have a character called Rusty, and that's why it's called Rusty series. And there are some 5-6 books on it in chronological order. So second book is Vagrants the Valley. I just finished reading it a couple of weeks back. I really loved it and I wanted to talk about it. So in the first book, to give you a short summary of what happened. So Rusty is an Anglo-Indian boy. So he's half European and half Indian. And he lives with his guardian who's again in English, and he's very strict. But then one day he fights with him and comes out. So he makes friends with the native boys like Somi and Kishan. So he gets a job as an English tuition teacher to teach Kishan English, and he gets to stay in their home in the top room, and that's why the whole book, the title is The Room on the Roof. So he lives on that room and teaches Kishan in English. So but then tragedy happens, and the parents of Kishan had to move. The mother dies and the father had to move to Haridwar, and Kishan goes along with the father to Haridwar. So he kind of feels lonely when all his friends are going away from him. So he decides to go to Haridwar and pay a visit to Kishan. But then he finds that Kishan has run away from the home and he's somewhere else. So that's how the story ends in the first book, The Room on the Roof. So it continues in the Vagrants in the Valley. So basically, Rusty is in Haridwar and searching for Kishan, and he finds him as a thief. So basically, he's trying to live every day, by stealing others' wallets and valuables. So when Rusty meets him, so they both are very much affectionate, right? So they it brings back memories of Dehradun, and they decided to go back to Dehradun. So both of them do not have money, so they decided to go half the distance by foot, and then they pick up a train without a ticket, and it's kind of exciting journey. That one, the first of the book is the travel of the vagrants. So Rusty and Kishan, both of them do not have money, they do not have a home. So they travel back to Dehradun, and then when they arrive at Dehradun, they are finding that the house is being rented to someone else, and the room has been locked. It's not being rented out for Rusty and his friend, and they decide to search in somewhere else, but they don't get a home. So finally, they end up living in an abandoned church. So it's a very old church. Nobody lives in it. So they live there, and there's a there's a pool nearby, forest pool. So they hang out there, and Rusty basically wants to get a job. He's almost, he's coming into adulthood, so he wants a career. He wants to be a writer, but before that, he wants some money to live his life, right, everyday life. So he decides to get a job as an English teacher. He tries searching for it, but he couldn't get. Then he ends up meeting a very old man, Mr. Pettigrew, a friend of his father, and he gets to know that there is an auntie living in the hills. Basically, I forgot the name of the hills. So again, he travels again to the hill to meet auntie and get some information about his father or any property or anything that his father might have left for him. So the whole book is kind of journey. That's why it's called Vagrants in the Valley. So they are roaming around. They do not have a home. There's nothing to be settled down, and Rusty is basically searching for something, right? A job, a home to settle down. But it's not happening. So that's the story of the whole book. So in this, mostly it's journey from Haridwar to Dehradun and Dehradun to the hills, where Rusty tries to find his auntie and gets to know more from his uh, more about his father and what his father has left for him. So some valuable his father has left for him. I don't want to reveal that. So that let that be the surprising factor for you. So there is something his father has left for Rusty, and he gets it, and it helps him a lot, and that's how the story ends. And it's around 192 pages. You can see. This is a preview of the book. I think it's plain English. The narration is plain English. Ruskin Bond's book are mostly for children's, and yep, even adults can read because it evokes emotions from you. And always he describes nature in its purest form, and you love reading about nature in his books. That's my perspective. I love Ruskin Bond books. Every month I try to pick a book and keep reading. So I've completed like 3-4 books already, and I'm gonna continue the. What's your okay? There's someone called Lucky Dude meeting you for the first time. Thank you for joining. Hey, what's your favorite movie of all time? Favorite movie? There are two movies: Citizen Kane and Wolf of Wall Street. Thank you. So yeah, as I said, this is a green colored book cover, so you may not see it properly. So you can see the title, Vagrants in the Valley. There are 4 more books, and I'm going to read the third book very soon, and look forward to review it. And I always recommend Ruskin Bond books, so definitely read the first book, The Room on the Roof, and then the second book, The Vagrants in the Valley. You're going to enjoy it. And these are also travel books, this gets enabled you. These are all travel books. What I mean is, you can pick up a book when you're traveling somewhere and you can finish it. It's like no less than 200 150 pages in length, and as I said, it will evoke emotions from you. You'll really enjoy reading these books. And yep, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is a short episode because it's a short book, and it's about the Rusty series, Vagrants in the Valley. And I want to remind you about something that is releasing this Wednesday. So weekly movies. This time it's gonna be Few Minutes Movies, episode number 3, and it's called Just Dance. After I think 3-4 movies, I'm getting to act in my own movie. I was feeling that because I was directing the previous 3 movies, but this was shot like I think 3 weeks before. So I acted in this movie. It's a 3-minute movie, episode number 3. So it's gonna be a comedy drama. I've tried something different, but it has come out really well. I hope you like it. So it's releasing this Wednesday at 6-7 p.m. Stay tuned for it. Every Wednesday we release a movie in our channel. So this Wednesday it's going to be Just Dance. It's a very good movie. Yep. And that's it. So yeah, I just want you to see. Yes, I'll walk you through Amazon. So it's just 200 rupees and 120 bucks in Kindle. And as I said, it's a very good read. You can see there are 5-6 books, and yeah, see, all these are Rusty series. I think till here, Rusty Comes Home, Rusty and the Leopard, Rusty Runs Away. This is the third book, I guess. The Room on the Roof is first one. This is second, third one, and this fourth, I guess, fifth, and the last collection of stories. Yep, don't miss it out. It's a very good book. If you love nature, and if you love your childhood memories, so it will bring back your childhood memories. Certainly you would have wandered somewhere, right? So that's what Ruskin Bond books are famous for. It evokes emotions in the readers. So do read it. And yep, that's all I can wrap. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the movie, and tomorrow we are going to start a new game, Resident Evil 2. So I've installed in my PS4, and tomorrow we'll kickstart that series. So stay tuned for the gaming episode as well. And thank you so much for joining. I will bid adieu now.